morning, Jimmy. How are you this morning?
I'm tired.
Okay. I see you brought someone with you. Who's this?
This is my son, Dylan.
Dylan, nice to meet you. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right. I see that you're coming in here for COPD. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'm not really too sure exactly what it is. I just know, for me, it's just I always just feel like I'm short of breath whenever I'm doing stuff. It's just everything just seems that it just is getting harder.
Well, COPD is an obstructive lung disease. So I see that you were a smoker for a really long time here.
Yeah. It was a bad habit, but thankfully I was able to stop. So it feels a little bit better.
That's good. That's one step in the right direction. So what COPD is I said it previously, an obstructive lung disease. So your lungs have air sacs in them, and they're like small balloons. And when you inhale, they inflate and bring in oxygen, and then when you exhale, they deflate. Because you smoked for so long, it caused damage to those air sacs. So you can't get the proper amount of oxygen in or carbon dioxide out, and that's what's causing the breathing issues and a little bit of that chronic fatigue. So we're going to be working on that. I see that your goals are to increase endurance on climbing stairs, and that you want to be able to pick up your grandchildren and play with them for longer. Is that correct?
Yeah. We have a couple of grandchildren, and it just gets frustrating at times because I feel like I can only play with them for so long before I start to just lose my breath, and I can't do as much with them. And so it just gets frustrating.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're here. All right, well, on our end, we have some short-term goals that will help work towards your goal. And now one of the goals is independent diaphragmatic breathing per slip breathing.
Okay.
Another is independent home exercise program. So you only get a certain amount of time here. Most of your work is going to be done at home, so that's really important to work on that home exercise program. And the last thing is walking on level surfaces for 10 minutes, so that'll help increase your endurance with your grandkids.
Okay.
All right, any questions from either of you?
Yeah, with exercises at home, what will you be prescribing?
All right, perfect. We can actually go through that here, and I can show you that way. When she is at home or you are visiting, you can help her do her exercises.
Because I'm there like 3 to 4 days a week.
Perfect.
So I will
Perfect.
make sure she stays on top of it.
All right. The first exercise is going to be that diaphragmatic breathing.
Okay.
Sounds crazy, but it is not. What I'll have you do is lay down on your back.
On my back?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So can you just breathe normally for me so I can look at how you breathe?
Mm-hmm.
One more time. Deep. Good. All right, and you can relax. Just with you're getting a lot of recruitment up in the accessory muscles. So what we're going to do is work on that diaphragm. So I'm going to put your hand here,
Okay.
and then I'm going to have you snort for me. Good. One more time. Good. You feel that?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. So what I want you to do is to fill your hand up as you breathe. So focusing on breathing through your belly.
Okay. Right now?
Yep. Right now.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, it's something that we're going to work on. You've been using a lot of those upper accessory muscles to help you breathe, so this is going to be something that we're going to progress.
Does it matter if I breathe through my mouth or my nose? Does it matter?
I would breathe in through your nose, nice and deep. I see you're still getting a little bit of chest rising here. So what I'll have you do is put your hand on your chest.
My right one?
Your left hand.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And try and focus on not lifting up that chest as you breathe. So focusing on filling that lower hand up with your belly. Good. Much better. Good. One more time for me. Good.
Okay, that feels a little bit better.
Good. Come over here, Dylan. Since you're going to be with your mother frequently, we'll have you watch so that when she is performing these exercises, you can kind of correct. All right, so breathe in, Jimmy. Good. You see how the air is almost filling your stomach there?
See.
Good. And what you want to watch for is the chest. You don't want it to be rising too much. We really want to focus on breathing into the
So
ceiling.
the other hand is kind of like a reminder
Yep,
not to use these ones, but use this
Exactly.
one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Cool.
All right, you feel fairly comfortable with that exercise, Janine?
Yeah, it feels good.
All right, next is going to be scap retraction. So what I'll have you do is come into a seated position.
Okay.
And since we have recently added diaphragmatic breathing, these upper muscles are tight, and I can see just by how you're standing that you're kind of curved forward. So what we're gonna do is work on an exercise to try and alleviate some of that stress.
Okay.
So what it's called is a scap retraction. So are you comfortable with me putting my hand in your back here?
Yeah, that's okay.
Beautiful. So what I'll have you do is bring your arms back, just like that. Up.
Oh, up, okay.
Yep. And then I want you to try and pinch my fingers with your shoulder blades here.
Okay.
Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, and relax. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. One more time. Squeeze. Good.
Oh, that's tiring.
Yeah. We're gonna have to work up with some of this stuff, but you got good form. It's a good stepping stone. So, do you have any questions, Dylan?
I mean, should she be doing this every day?
I would recommend every day, maybe 2 times a day.
Okay.
Maybe once in the morning and then maybe once before you go to bed.
Okay. And
Just to ease into
do
things.
you want me to do it seated the whole time?
You can do it seated or you can do it standing, whatever is more comfortable for you.
Okay. And do I have to have his hand always there?
No, you don't. So if you feel comfortable enough, I'll have you do one without me
Okay.
there. Good. How does that feel?
It feels good. It just feels that it gets a little bit tight.
Tight.
Kind of like more like in this
Yep.
area and in this area. It just feels like it's a little bit tight there.
Well, we've got something coming up next that will alleviate some of that
okay, great.
tightness. So the next exercise is going to be a pec stretch.
Okay.
So these are your pec muscles, and those are the muscles that you indicated were getting a little bit tight with that exercise. So
Yep.
I'll have you stand up. You can probably pause it. All right. So this next exercise is going to alleviate some of that tightness that you're feeling when we were doing the scap retractions, and this is called a pec stretch.
Okay.
So this is something you can do almost anywhere. So what we'll have you do is just put your arm up like this, and then lean into it until you feel a nice stretch across this area, right where you're feeling some of that tension earlier during the scan. Can you show me how you do it?
Sure.
Yep. Just
Like
like
this?
that. Good. Good. Lean into it till you feel that stretch.
Should I bring my foot forward
You
a little
can
more?
to add a little more stability there.
Okay.
Good. Do you feel that stretch?
Not yet. I don't know if I'm leaning.
Yeah, try leaning a little bit more. Feeling it now?
No, still not feeling that much.
Still not feeling it? Let's try something else. We'll do both arms at the same time. Try and open up that chest a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay. So this is perfect. Any sort of doorway you have. Similar idea. Just both hands up and then leaning into that stretch.
Okay.
And then having your feet wherever you feel it's most stable.
Oh yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Good.
That feels a lot better.
Do you have any questions, Dylan? No?
No.
And we're gonna start you off with a light 30-second stretch of that, maybe twice, and then slowly progress. Try and open up that chest and help you breathe a little bit more.
Oh, so the same. You want me to do it in the morning and then at night?
That would be perfect.
Okay. And I can do that at any door.
Any door.
Okay.
Just be safe.
Okay. I can do that.
All right, Janine, this is the last thing I have for you today.
Okay.
How many stairs do you have in your house?
I have about 2 going into
Okay.
my house, and then I have, I just go down to the basement every now and then for laundry, and that's, I think it's like 6, 7 steps.
Yeah, and are there any railings with these steps?
Going into the house, I actually have railings on both sides, and then in my house, I only have railing on the right side.
Okay. Alright, so since one of your goals was endurance during climbing steps, we're gonna introduce just a simple strengthening exercise here. So
Okay.
just have you step up and then back down. So come up with the same foot. We'll start with your right, and then back down with that same foot.
Okay.
Try that for me. Is that difficult?
Yeah, it's just, I can just feel it's a little bit, just a little bit tiring. Just trying to catch my breath as I'm doing it.
So take breaks when you need it, and you can use these railings too to alleviate some of that pressure on your legs.
Okay.
Good. All right, you can take a break here. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's tired. It's tired.
All right. Well, this is something we're going to add to your home exercise program as well.
Okay.
From what you've shown, just maybe start off with 6, just twice a day, just working up to building that strength and a little bit of endurance. And remember that you can use a railing to help alleviate some of that pressure on your legs as much as you can.
So, just going up 6 times?
Yep,
Okay. Just once a day?
twice a day.
Twice a day? Okay. Okay.
And potentially have someone with you. You are slightly deconditioned, so it might be safer to have someone with you when he's around to perform these exercises.
Okay. What about with like if I just get short of breath, can I keep going?
Take a break.
Okay.
If you need a break, take it. We're gonna work up to progressing you along, so we're not trying to burn you out early. So if you need breaks when you're doing these at home, just take breaks.
We can set up chairs around the house for you to take breaks. Like in certain areas where you're gonna be the most.
That's a great
Okay.
idea. That's a great idea, Dylan. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just thinking, because you said with the breathing stuff over there, I didn't know if that also was the same for this, if I get tired.
Alright, so there are some breathing techniques that you can do that would help with some of that endurance issue. So we'll have you assume the position.
Okay.
And as you're going up, I want you to breathe out through your
Okay.
mouth. So up. Good. Good. And then breathe in through your nose on the way down. Good. Out to the mouth. Beautiful. And then again, when you get tired and you feel like you've done enough, or you're taking a break between your sets, you could hop into the diaphragmatic breathing, and that would help bring some oxygen into your body, and it also could be used as a relaxation technique that could settle things down so that you can continue your program. So.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was helpful. It feels, I don't know what it is, it just feels a little bit easier as I can go up. Okay, so I can do that, and then the breathing.
Yep, so if you need to take a break, the diaphragmatic breathing that'd be a perfect time for the diaphragmatic breathing.
Okay. Perfect, thank you.
Alright, Janine, that's all I have for you today. You did great. We're gonna continue working on things, and we'll get you picking those grandkids up and running around with those little rugrats. So, what I have here is I've printed out everything that we've gone through.
Okay.
Here's the diaphragmatic breathing. I put the notes to have your hand on your stomach and on the chest to try and allow you to focus on that diaphragmatic breathing.
Okay.
Got the scap retractions, just mentioning to really pinch those back and sit up nice straight. Here's the pec stretch, so you could use it in the doorway or just at any wall. And then for the steps, I noted that take a break if you need it, maybe throw in the diaphragmatic breathing, and then remember to do the pursed breathing. So on your way up, breathe out. On your way back down, breathe in.
Okay.
Any questions?
No. Do we have one scheduled for next week?
I will talk to Jared and he'll print out your schedule for you.